everyone to Battlefleet Gothic, and today I'm just going to be showing you some about this game. And basically, I don't know if I'll keep doing these kinds of Let's Play videos, but I've had a lot of people asking me what this game was like since they saw me playing the beta here, so I figured I'd go ahead and make a video so that you could see. And that being said, as far as the game goes, it does seem very faithful to what I would assume the tabletop is like. I have played Warhammer 40k tabletop. I've never played Battlefleet Gothic, but a lot of the mechanics seem to be very similar. So I'm going to assume that it is faithful in that case. You do have on this screen here is just kind of your loadout for the fleet. And so as you rank up, which you can see the bar at the top, by doing more battles, you unlock higher level classes. So you start off with just one or two light cruisers, then you go up to cruiser, and then you have battle cruiser, and I think that might be the top, I'm not sure. But that's as far as I've gotten so far. For each of these ships, they all level up depending on how many battles they've been in. And as they level up, you can add new upgrades, skills, crew. And the crew, you have different slots, and whichever one you rank up, it does different things, such as being more accurate with the gunner, or having better boarding opportunities. And then there's favors, which for the Imperium, that's analogous to having the marks of chaos. But for the Imperium, you have the Inquisition, the Mechanicus, the Navy, and the Adeptus Astartes. And I like the Inquisition and the Astartes the most. Inquisition, you can see over here at the crew, it's automatically given me one rank in each of the categories, so it makes it very well-rounded, very versatile ship. It also gives you an ability to identify enemy ships. Not all that useful in PvE, but I assume in PvP it would be a little bit better. And for the Space Marines, you are able to increase the troop value of your ship, and then also have additional boarding actions. And troop value, basically the higher that is going to be compared to the ship that you're attacking, and however that works out, you can have more damage when you do a boarding action. So I kind of built my fleet around the idea of being a brawler, which is really what the Imperium is good at. Just getting in short range and really blasting apart the enemy, which works very well, especially against Chaos, since they like the long range. Against other Imperium ships, it gets a bit more difficult. And so we'll go on to the battle here. Unfortunately, this process is randomized. I suppose they're taking that idea from the tabletop, where you roll to see what your mission objectives will be. So it randomizes your point value, as well as what you're going to be doing. So here I've got a space station that I'm supposed to be defending. Hate this mission. And then there's a point value that it gives you so that you can put in the appropriate amount of ships. So here you just pick what you want to go with, and once you feel satisfied, then you can launch it all off. It definitely looks good, seeing an inquisitorial space cathedral warping. So you start off with your deployment zone, just like how the tabletop usually works. Again, assuming 40k is very similar. But you have your deployment zone, so you can stick your ships in there. And once you feel satisfied with that, get this guy into more of a firing line. Before I start, I'll go over just a few features of the game. With the ships, they all have different abilities, and you have several things which can help you out in combat, like lock on, reload, which will kind of help you with the cooldown of your other abilities. Then these ships will sometimes have unique abilities depending on their class, such as the Nova Cannon for the cruiser here, and This one has torpedoes for the light cruiser. You can see how the firing arc is displayed right there when I get raid selected. So it's just a dumb fire, no tracking on that. They have plasma bombs, which you can teleport into the enemy. See a little bit more about that later. Cool thing though is that you can boost the ships ahead, or you can execute high energy turns, which really helps you when you're trying to do broadside actions. You can do a high energy turn to make sure that no one, just goes right past you, and then you can boost to catch back up with them. So there is a lot of micromanaging that goes on here. That's probably my main complaint with the game, but at the same time I do kind of like that because it makes it more challenging. So I'm using Inquisitorial ability here to reveal what's ahead. We'll go ahead and give him some Nova Cannon shots. And he's coming into torpedo line of sight, so we'll shoot that at him too. Probably going to miss. Let's go ahead and get this guy. I'm boosting him up now, just to catch up with that. Now once the shields are down, which they are on this one, you can perform a boarding action. And that helps to have some critical effects. Just like we destroyed his deck there, that means that he cannot use any of these special abilities like reload or let go, which makes it very helpful. You also may have noticed his engines are destroyed, so now he's pretty much dead. I'm gonna switch this over to 3,000 kilometers for his range, so that he's gonna get closer to that broadside. Just a high energy turn there, and then I'm gonna boost him up to attack that ship. Do a high energy turn to put him in left side. There we go. Now firing the torpedoes at him. So got a hit there. Go ahead and bring this guy down. That's done. Let's get this one.
We lost a defense platform.
There's also a tactical cogitator where you can slow it down. I don't know if this works in PvP. When PvE is very useful for your micromanaging, because you can slow down the time in order to make sure that you are able to do things. There we go. Just make this battlecruiser invincible for a short time. Overloading his void shields. Let's see if we can turn this guy around so that he can get arranged for that torpedoes. There we go.
We are the Imperial Navy.
Got him. So send both of them after this last light cruiser. Gonna ignore the cruiser for right now. My cruiser can do a micro warp jump, get him to closer range.
Targeting enemy vessel. Ship ready.
trying to get away. See if we can kill them before they do a warp jump. And got him. One ship remaining.
Engaging. At your command.
Put a plasma bomb right in front of him. Hopefully that'll catch him. So it's got a little timer on it. You can see it expanding and then it blows up. So that did hit. Let's boost that on up. Get a Nova Cannon shot on him. Looks like that'll do it. There we go. Gonna close our light cruiser in. Try to fire some torpedoes at him, but I don't want him to get away. Got it. And he's dead. So the game does have some beautiful graphics to it. Definitely represents Warhammer 40k quite nicely. So after the battle's over, you get some renown. That's basically your resource where you can buy new ships, new upgrades, etc. And you continue to level up throughout the battles, which gets you access to higher point battles as well as more ship slots. And you can see the 2 ships that survive the battle, they get a little bit more experience so they can level up as well, but they haven't hit any levels just yet. Every time you hit a level, then the ship unlocks more upgrade or skill slots, as well as new crew points that you can put into your crew stuff that I showed you guys earlier. So our battle cruiser finally made it back from being lost in the warp. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it. And what do I want to give it? It's kind of a longer range ship, so I'm going to give it this one, where it reduces the long range penalties for its macro cannons. That way this one can sit outside the enemy and still be very effective. But basically, that's how all that works. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video of the Battlefleet Gothic. Highly recommend the game. Of course, it's still in beta right now, so everything is subject to change. But still, it's a very satisfying game. I really haven't encountered many bugs at all. Like I said, the only con I have for this game is difficulty in micromanaging, but it does take some getting used to. Once you get there, it's really not all that bad. And I think, like I say, presents a good challenge. Anything that's challenging is always worth doing. So, definitely, if you are a fan of the 40k or space RTS in general, would highly recommend it. And so yeah, hope you enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time.